Welcome, welcome, welcome. Lisa Smith, the homie Brandon is back. The East Coast, T Fitz, JR, morning. Chris Mitchell, morning to you. We're in afternoon, but so be it. Black pill on steroids. There you go. How about that title? Hypergamy. It's a superpower. Hypergamy is, when you understand hypergamy, it's actual freedom. You know, a lot of people talk about, why did she do that? Why'd she leave me for somebody else? Well, it happens to everybody. It happens to celebrity. It happens to a ton of people, right? So let's talk about it. Stone Reaper's in the house. Good to see you, brother. Why does it happen? And what is her hypergamy? Hypergamy is programming. There's nothing you can do about it. It's here. It's going to be here forever. It started from day one when the earth was created. There's also experiences with animals in the mammal kingdom that are not human that experience hypergamy. There's really nothing we can do except understand it. Fabian's in the house. Good to see you, brother. John Markel is back. All females want to have babies with the losers and expect the winners to take care of them. It sure seems like that, right? So if you understand she's not yours, it's your turn, why would you invest so much of your little corazon, your heart, into everything? Why don't you invest all of that into you and say, you know what? This might last a day, an hour, a month, a year. And deal with the consequences. Learn to put yourself first. You know you have a gigantic, probably a 98, 99%, if not 100%. I'm not 100% a nihilist, but you have a, let's just say 98% chance she is going to bounce for somebody bigger and better, right? It's as simple as that. Let's see who else we got. MGTA Outlaw's back. I saw a bunch of you guys sent me Discord invites, but I never get on that. So I'm not whatchamacallit, avoiding you. But good to have everybody in here. Jerron Markel, he's not yours either. It's just her turn. Well, if you can switch it around like that, and she actually gets to be in your presence, if you believe that, have the confidence in that, you'd probably be totally fine moving forward. Do what Leo DiCaprio does. You know, I'm sure he dates these beautiful Israeli models. And then when he gets bored, he lets them go and finds another one that's younger. He seems to have mastered the hypergamy game, and he doesn't get all butthurt. At least from what I've seen in the last 20, 25 years, who he's dated, some beautiful, gorgeous women. They all seem to be 22 to 24 years old, if not younger. So hypergamy is programming, and hypergamy is nothing you can ever fix. There's not enough money in this world. Look at Jeff Bezos and Bill Gates and Elon Musk. The three richest mofos in the world, Larry Ellison, they can't even keep women. The looks department, Brad Pitt, Tom Cruise. Well, we won't talk about Tom Cruise. He might be part of the Skittles group. But very high-level men that with the looks, the celebrity, and the status still can't keep it. So when you really know that, I get a lot of questions about, hey, how can I have her be part of my life? Well, here's the answer to that. Every minute you're with her could potentially be the last minute you're with her. Understand that reality. If you're going to drive up a steep mountain, understand that potentially you won't make it because your vehicle is not strong enough or has the right suspension, and it's too steep to make it, and you might flip back and fall down the mountain. Understand the reality, and that's all we're talking about. We're understanding female nature and understanding how to navigate life. We don't hate it. We understand it, right? It's as simple as that. Gerald says, search the videos of Shannon Rice Lewis. You will love them. He has a character, Stephen Poindexter, who's the White Knight and Jesse D'Amico, who is the bad boy baby daddy. Well, even Chads and Tyrones are monkey branched, real, to somebody that has more money. Most Chads and Tyrones don't. You know, they've got the looks, the chiseled face, they've maxed out their looks, but they don't earn the money. Look at, happens all the time, these women that get with these total massive beta simps because they have the money, but they're still boring and she's going to jump regardless. So there you go. Attraction is not a choice. They're attracted to providers and protectors. And I'm going to say this. If there's a bigger and better provider or protector, which there's always going to be one, they'll bounce. Now let's take a look at the 3 top rich guys. Bill Gates, Jeff Bezos, Elon Musk. Do you see any protection in them? Do you see that they could like stop 3 thugs in a parking lot to defend their lady? They're not the protector types. They have status and money. And they were bounced too. All 3 of those were bounced. They all got, whether they did it or what have you, I'm sure hypergamy was part of the equation. So understand it. Understand when a woman says she loves you, whatever she says, always put, now you do, in this moment you do. I love being with you. In this moment you do. Always cut it there. Or if not, let's see. Mr. Hemi's back. Good to see you, brother. John Boston, the legendary John from Boston. Go Shura is back. Elon Musk, maybe. He seems a little bit stronger than those 2 others. Although Jeff Bezos has put some weight on and some muscle. But that's the reality. They're always going to look for a bigger and better option. No, just know that going into everything. I try to teach my boys this. If they know that they are completely irreplaceable, and so on the flip side, she could be replaceable as well. But it happens more and more to men than anything, and men get really upset when they realize that hypergamy just reared its head in their life, and they don't know what to do. They hate the rejection. The rejection stings. It hurts because, number one, they didn't understand it. They thought they had an emotional bank account, and that bank account would get them through the tough times in relationships. We know there's no such thing as an emotional bank account. We have to understand how to understand and navigate life by understanding female nature and hypergamy. JR says it's a game. It's all a game best not played. Or if you play it, you know the outcome. And what's the outcome? She's not yours. It's just your turn. Right? Sigma is in the house. Good to see you. Afternoon to you. Go sure in this moment you do, or until when. There you go. There you go. That's the key. Whatever they say, remember, actions are key. It's not what they say. It's actions. However, you also are competing with the female programming that is as old as the day God created Earth, or whatever you believe Earth came about. You can't fight it. There's no game that you can run on it. There's no frame you can hold. There's no books that have the answers. You are susceptible to the reality that female programming is always looking for a bigger and better option. And it goes back to an evolutionary standpoint where they had to protect what they had and have provisions. And so they look for the biggest and baddest caveman that could do that. I also believe that they are competitive with women because when the men were out, slaying the buffalo or the dragons, whatever, the women were trying to defend themselves from all the other catty, competitive women trying to steal their provisions. And it just inherently became biological that they don't like women typically. Oh, hold on. Females get with simps for the simple fact they can extract everything they want from the beta without doing anything. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth, Ron? Because women push to be loved at any size, the unattractive ones believe they're just as valid. It's about sexual marketplace value to them. Can't disagree with that. Okay, what if you don't have to show up for that job and they pay you? Financial hypergamy. Strong envelope in the house. Good to have you. Bezos has tried to turn himself into a Chad with testosterone and muscles. but he's still a blue pill symptom. Absolutely. Absolutely. 100%. Good to have you. Giga Chad Von Moniger tried to check out of the game. Who is that? I've heard his name. Jawara back in the house. Good to have Jawara. Jonathan Hernandez, my sister's friend, was having dinner with us. She's in a relationship with this guy that checks all her boxes except the man department. During dinner, she started texting another guy. And it's so transparent now. That's the funny thing. Rising Strength is back. Good to see you. Glad you're in the live. And she's a solid 4. Well, remember, 49ers, 4 that believe they're 9s, right, Jonathan? Good to have everybody in the chat. Bezos, Will Smith, all the assets of alpha males with the personality of a beta male. Correct. Boring. Remember, boring also goes along with lack of protection. Nice guys don't seem like protectors. Okay, that literally, women seek provision and protection. If he's too nice, that says he's agreeable. Agreeable is weakness. Weakness equals not a protector, right? Shane's back in the house. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're out skateboarding today. Islet Hermit is back. Good to have you. They live in the fantasy long enough before they start to believe it. Remember the fantasy for 300 Trebek. Women love fantasy because it's imagination. That's how their brains run. Why can't I find a kid? I was looking at Kevin Staub last night. And funny that you should say that. You got to look for the crazy clown one. I just saw him skating with Stevie Cab and Mike McGill in a bowl. And it's funny. He was trying to do these backside ollie airs, which he's famous for, but for some reason, they just couldn't skate this pool. None of them could land the airs that they were trying. They text their lovers while their husband is lying in bed next to them. Do you know how authentic that comment is? It's so real. It's so real, Gerald. This is why you see the body movement. They're trying to convince the market of highly attractive men they're valid. They're jealous of other women because they aren't desirable. Now, here's what I'm going to say. The fact that women, heavy women, not a very attractive women, large women, this is, again, cementing within their brains now that they are 8s and 9s. And that's going to run for many years ahead. She might not have men right now, but she still thinks who she is at 8 or 9. And so in the next 30 years, she's going to continue to think that. And that's, again, going to seep in to the programming as well. So we're seeing hypergamy 10.0 right now with social media, technology, this whole attention seeking, you name it. The delusion is creating another layer to female hypergamy. So not once was it because she's leaving because she's bored or he can't protect or provide. Now we're seeing another piece of the puzzle, what's the delusional state of they believe that they are who they are, but they aren't because they live in fantasy land. Shane says the Tony Hawk documentary was awesome. Yes, it was. A female doesn't pick or choose a guy that holds her accountable, knows his value, and is better than her. Remember that the next time you're with your girlfriend and wife, guys are like, why did she leave me? Why did mine leave me? Well, hypergamy reared its head. She got bored. She felt there was no protection provision. It just ran its course. People move apart. There's no leadership anymore after so many years in a relationship. People decide, people change. People want to do different things. They want to move forward. Men change as well, but I don't think as drastically as women. So if you get married to a gal that's 23, 24, by the time she's 28, she's changed. By the time she's 29, she's changed, blah, blah, blah. You could have literally 100 different versions of your wife at any given year. Well said, Jerome. Let's see. They'll blank themselves. Their real problem is nature. Well, they're fighting nature. One thing. Yeah, plastic surgery, MGTOW outlaw, is definitely what the mutilation is. What they're doing to their bodies. It's not attractive. I heard that you were in YouTube jail. Wonder what you said that offended Susie. If you are a fat female, I have no sympathy for you. Look good, you're responsible for every piece of food. The diet don't work the same. 18 pieces in a biscuit, right? The phrase every guy says, why she didn't choose me? Because she can. Remember, why does she leave me? Because she can. Because she did. Because she was not yours, just your turn. So many guys that even understand this knowledge realize that if they hold this red pill lens, they still can wrap themselves up into the reality that she ain't gonna leave them. Kind of go back to the plantation. But they know this. They don't want to. They know that they have to accept it, but they don't want to. And hypergamy collides with one-itis all the time, guys. One-itis is the what's the word of opposite of word? Not synonym. Something. It's the opposite of hypergamy. One-itis in my book. I saw the 2,000 mules. Probably nothing, Jawara. Probably nothing. We have no leadership. They can love us the way we can. They are incapable of it by nature. Default's law, that explains pretty much. And that's the thing. We don't get mad. I mean, it's not their fault. It's programming. So we got the key to the kingdom. We got the cheat codes. Why don't we make a better life for it? Let's see, Samantha P. Really, the only man I ever chose was the only man that ever told me no. I tend to notice that women love going after men that tell them no and treat them like crap. That seems to be it's the Fonzie. It's the Fonzie deal. Women love strong men. There's strength in that. When women love to be told no, every time I say no to a gal, she's happier. It's just part of the whole deal. They see a protector in that. So it's no surprise that you like guys that tell you no, because if they say yes, it means they're agreeable, and agreeable under your subconscious means weak. Who we got here? Yuashu, I'm going to call you UN. You saved my life from India. Well, good, brother. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. See, Jawara, 89% of all women are overweight medically. Yeah, and guess what? They look for the quick fix. Diet pills, bariatric surgery. There are some gals that have done great by fasting and really getting off the crappy diets, but that takes a lot of willpower. JR says they operate on emotion, never logic. Well, that is the truth. There was this girl who has her whole body tatted up and now is confident. You confidence yourself into being lonely forever, says Jerron Markel. That's funny you say that, because that ink in the next 3 to 5 years, and the older they get, is going to look so horrible. I talked to a tattoo artist that told me women's skin is so different than men's skin. It can't hold the ink. And as they age, it's going to literally smear itself. It's going to have to be redone. And the more it gets redone, the quicker it fades. It's a losing game with tattoos. But you're right. They're not attractive to me. Let's see. Unwanted contriver. Been an Indian here since 2015. She will never love you. Yep. I think I saw that one, brother. And good for having you here from India. We got some great Indian contributors. I always thought India, that the women were very submissive to men, but I'm understanding different. Island Hermit, they love the bad boys. The best relationship I was ever in. I treated the girl like crap just to see if she would stay, and she couldn't get enough of it. Guys, it's the truth, and I don't look. I think when people say treat them like crap, I mean, maybe that's not returning her call. Maybe that's like ghosting her for a couple days, what have you. Just say no if you're not interested. Just be a leader that says, I'm not doing that. We're going here. I'd like to go and have a salad at Chipotle. Say, no, we're getting steak. That is the leader part that she sees strength in. No, we're not doing that. Remember, 90% of your action, of what you want to do, you do. 10% they do. Give them a 10%, But for the most part, learn to say no. And if you're not interested, don't be so agreeable that you do everything. It's, again, considered weak behavior. But along those lines, we got to understand what the programming is. And it's something that once you understand it, it's literally a superpower. You have to get to the point where you say, hey, I'm going to hang out with her today. Great. And then the next day or two, she texts back, she wants to see you again. Great. But understand that that's your turn. That turn can end any second. And if you know that, you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's like, hey, if she pops in, great. There's another bus every 10 minutes. If you decide to go that route, if you're interested in mingling, if you're not and you want to be monk, great. This doesn't make any sense. It just gives you more understanding. I don't know what would happen to me if I ever found the red pill grateful rad. I'm grateful for you. I mean, same goes back to you from me, back to everybody in here. Shane says familiarity breeds contempt. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Yeah, the more we hang out with people, the more we're around each other, breaks are good. Be stoic, remain calm, and when the moment is right, your rage or anger will show with just the look of your eyes. I think that's what it comes down to. Just be calm and stoic, and just be, you follow, what you want to happen. You be the right one. You be the one that sets your life in the direction you want to go. And she wants to jump on and be a passenger. Great. Obesity is a common disease in the Black community. It started here. Lizzo, Monique, that precious girl. I remember that. It's disgusting. Obesity is not attractive. So if men are overweight, start doing things you can get down quick. Knock out that crappy diet, start fasting, start working out, start walking. Men in America, pay attention to the 22nd of this month. Supposedly the puppet in chief is giving the WHO sovereignty over our healthcare. Jeez. Damn. We'll have to take a look at that. 12 o'clock in India. 12 a.m. How will that tattoo look on? Not good. Not good. Horrible. Jora. What's amazing is behavior has nothing to do with IQ or education. The most intelligent, educated women I've ever known behave no differently than the stupid ones. It's funny. I went to the gym this morning with my son, and two ladies were walking out, probably 35 to 40. I said, what's the difference between those gals and the gals in your high school? He goes, nothing, Dad. They're still chatting real loud, looking for attention. I go, well, you just learned, right, the reality of life. Just accept it. Simple as that. Tell her no, leave her, don't contact her, stop being agreeable. That's it. I mean, and they call it crap. It's holding your ground. Let's see. Rad, they are bringing in marital blank laws in India, given the cues by U.S. based out. Yep. Yeah, it's everywhere, guys. And you have to also understand the risk and the reward. Sorry to hear about the laws in India. Well, India's getting woke, right? Got a lot of Indian guys that will email me and they give me, talk to me about certain conditions in India with relationships. It's very eye-opening. There's nothing in this world I could do or say to make my husband do something he doesn't want to do. Well, you know what the great thing about this is? You are his co-pilot, and he respects that. That goes a long way. You want him to be happy, which in turn makes the whole world go round. It's when we decide you can do everything. The woman can do everything. No, she needs to be the co-pilot. She'll have a great life. Look at all the women that chose to be the pilot, and where are they at today? Look at all the women that didn't want to be the co-pilot. Where are they at today? Females hate the societal standards, double standards that don't benefit them, says John McCone. That's exactly what I just said, right? Robert A. in the house. Good to see you, brother. A fellow New Yorker living in Texas. Hope Texas is doing well for you. Samantha says, self-harm is never attractive. Obesity, tattoos, excessive drinking is you said it right on the, yeah, absolutely. Anything that makes your body less efficient is not good. Females expect a guy to be 6 foot tall, have 6 figures, and a bigger hot dog. Well, guys, I'm not 6 foot, and you just learn to say no and learn to follow your lead, your own lead. Do not follow others' lead. Follow what you want to do. And then watch how life adapts to that. Once you start caving in and giving in because you think that's what you should do, that's when you suffer. Chad looking for attention. Good term. Chatting. We got a new term, guys. It's called chatting. Even in the Paleolithic times was obesity seen as a liability? You have to be quick to fight off the threats. Robert A. Well said, brother. Well said. Bringing back some history. Feminism is spreading in India pretty fast. Don't know what the future holds. I do. The destruction of a reality, of a society, of relationships, of family. Timmy Kramer, the forever bachelor, is back. Understand women are expensive and princess minded. What happened to the simple woman happy cleaning her toilets and cooking dinner? What happened to him? Good to see Timmy's probably out on the golf course or grilling something. Scotty's back from Beaverton. Scotty did a live the other night. I caught it at the very end. Good stuff. Let's see who else we got here. They all vanish. There you go. Let's see. I march to the beat of my own drummer and my own beat. I have my own soundtrack. Yes, you do. And a Korg. And a Korg keyboard for 300. Seeing a story out of India that man's parents are suing him and his wife for not giving them a grandchild. Oh, geez. This woke culture is turning a whack job. Cesar says she made dinner last night and cleaned all of the toilets in the morning. Well, there's a 1 to 2%er. Good to have Cesar. Count, you're anonymous. Liverpool won the FA Cup. Oh, good for them. The Beatles. Mikhail, I've been golfing, headed to Vegas tomorrow, 4-day golf trip. Ooh, so that's what we're talking about. Living your life as the pilot of your plane. Go Shura, I want French fries and peace. There you go. Joseph is in the house. Joseph Dizon. Feminism pretty much destroyed the family unit. It aligns with the same goals as addressed in Karl Marx Communist Manifesto. Well said. Where are you from? Damn right. Gare here, by the way. Oh, Gare. Gotcha. How's Gare doing? I talked to Gare. Good dude. Well, culture is destroying schools and even the family unit. Yeah, and guess what's going to happen? That's why men need to be strong, mentally, physically, financially, spiritually, and emotionally. There is no such thing to a broke female because she can easily find a weak simp to pay. Well, they definitely use what's between their legs as a way to receive resources. Yogic era. The Vedas. How about the Vedas, guys? People like Samantha are needle in a haystack. Well, I call them the 1 to 2%. That's for sure. Unwanted. Ed Hutch is back. Dude, I praise the day she called the police for a nothing argument. I was too sick and still need some help. You are a hammer. Well, I've had the po-po called on me, Ed. Hope you're doing well, brother. Lamar, my girlfriend just texted me we break up. I have aired her text. Well, that might be a good thing, guys. Look at rejection. It's hard at first, but eventually it'll be a great thing in your life. Right? Rising Strength says, hit the gym regularly. Resistance training is my, whatever that taste. Good. Good. Yeah. Work on yourself. Understand she's not yours. It's just your turn. That is a superpower. That is a cheat code to life. That means the minute you have with her could be the last minute. Don't emotionally invest your whole life into that 1 minute. It's okay to understand that hypergamy exists. It'll continue to exist. It's always exists. Okay. Not sure the book there, Count or Jer. Obese black women still celebrating Kevin Samuels. Well, I'm sure they are. All females are survivalists. They don't care about you at all. I wonder what it'd be like to be a female for like a month. Like if you became a female, what the brain would be like. Shout out from Memphis. Good to have you, Griff. I've been to Graceland and Martin Luther King. I had some great Martin Luther King hotel with that gal that sits in front of it. And I had some great barbecue just across the street from there. Love me some Tennessee. See you later, JR. Hello, everyone. Just a quick hello before running errands, says Arvero. There you go. Thank you, Chris. Everybody check out Chris Mitchell's channel. And he's running lots of streams. Way late in the night. Look at rejection as Neo dodging a bullet in the Matrix. Guys, rejection, if you look at it differently, if you change the lens, could be the greatest thing in your world. Why would you want to be with someone that rejected you, right? Nearly all men by now have had the police called on them. Not once, but twice. For Mr. Rad. Don't be afraid, this will be over in a minute. Have a good one. Jack left town. Rad, what is my advice on crypto? Crypto has always been one of those areas that is extremely sketchy. Again, I bought it. Extremely sketchy. I would hold on to it and just see where it plays out. Right now, I'd hold on to it. I wouldn't be buying anything. As Timmy Kramer says, don't buy a house right now. Get yourself out of debt, stack up, get some supplies. Self-love is what women profess every day, every time. It's about time, taking care of yourself and self-sustenance and self-improvement. Well said. Rad, if you were a female, you would experience super easy mode. Probably goes. A woman cares about her survival and her offspring, and that is hypergamy. That's female nature, guys. And there's nothing wrong with it. We don't hate it. We understand it. We navigate our life accordingly. And it's programming. You just got some more DHEA. I just took my 100 milligram in the morning. It's wonderful. I'm glad you're loving it. Off to see Mayhem next Thursday. No female dislikes of my music. There you go. I've avoided all this drama because I've had no qualms about saying no to anyone that doesn't walk or support my path. Learn to say no. Damn right, Scotty. Oh, you know what I like in Beaverton? DeCarly. Have you been to DeCarly's? I like that place. Sometimes not getting what you want can be a blessing. Yes, and if you have to look at that, it's a very difficult way. It's the blue pill beta male simp in us that can't move past rejection. Lisa Smith says, you don't want to be a woman for a month or even a day, Rad. It'd take you a long time to untangle the spaghetti brain. And that's coming from our wonderful Lisa Smith out of Kansas City. Yeah, crypto's an interesting play right now, guys. It's just, I would just, you know, there's really, I probably wouldn't be selling anything at this point. I mean, you know, you're not really going to get ahead if you've lost. I mean, maybe buy a coin that's like, you know, 1/1,000,000th of a cent right now. Go buy $100 or see what happens. But I think the investment needs to be within your own mentality and what you can control. A religious fundamentalist said rejection is God's protection. Ooh, I like that, Joar. I like it. Chris is feeling better, I hope. Do you think that American Western women are the main ones infested? What about women? No, I don't believe that they're the only ones, Griff. I think pretty much around the world. It's just different versions and flavors of hypergamy. But at the end of the day, the foundation is still the same. Unworthy, does the dollar, in fact, since the dollar is being printed over and over, it's losing intrinsic value soon toilet paper? Well, we know the dollar is based on, it's just based on faith in it. There's really nothing that backs it up. You know, that's all it is. Jerry, your thoughts on these women about 30 with 5 kids? That's called a red flag times 5. Stay away. Scotty, it's downtown Beaverton, like on that, right over by Ichabod's. It's called DeCarly. Go check it out. It's great. Thank you, UN. Giving some love from India. Appreciate you being here. Let's see, Stone Reaper. It says, I'm running down. Gentlemen, got to make some money, got a huge brush fire to burn and bank. Go out there and rock it. Manage Roy from Mumbai is in the house. Good to see Manage. See, Gerald, I've never had to pay alimony or child support. Makes me appreciate that all those rejections were for my benefit. Ooh, good for you, my man. But you know what? And the fact that you didn't have to step into a courthouse. My friends and enemies, I would never want to ever have anyone experience that. Good for you. Crypto is the best. I bought a token and I'm a millionaire, so I work for me. Yeah. You know, I don't think there's anything wrong. That the greatest thing I liked about crypto when I bought it was the reality that it decentralized governments and banking. But now we're seeing old JB, let's go Brandon, trying to regulate it, getting over or use to the pain, brother. So I'm doing okay getting back to the garden no matter what the case is. Well, good for you, Chris. Getting out, doing the things you need to do. It comes down to moving your energy, really. Move your energy physically will help your emotional and mental energy states. Your videos have helped me focusing on myself and chasing the bag, not women. Good for you, brother. Keep watching all these content creators. Scotty Side, Chris Mitchell, One Fast Stack. I mean, I'll keep shouting them out here. What if you want to have kids and be a father these days? I don't recommend it. I don't recommend it, my man. I think I follow what Greg Adams says. Go to the Dominican Republic or somewhere down there, have kids with them and see them, and then fly back and forth for the next 18 years. You'll see them more than you'll see them in the West, even if you live a mile away. When she goes on girls' night, she's exercising her open hypergamy. She'll also say, if you trust me, you will let me go out. You go, girl. Eat, pray, love. Well said, Gerard. Asian women expect the man to be a steady provider. However, the difference is that they have a more traditional idea of what it means to be a provider. Western women demand billionaires. Oh, absolutely. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it here, guys. Let's see what else we got. Rising Strength says hardwiring is the same. Cultural variations only make it expressed differently. Correct. Just a different flavor, but it still exists under the subconscious ethers. Nature is the same. MGTOW Outlaw, I'll take a Megadeth album over the trash they produce. Master of Puppets for 300 Trebek and Justice for All are the two greatest in my book. I never had to deal with any alimony or support. I would not even consider, guys, I know the desire to have kids is inherent in all of us. It's just not recommended, especially in the West. I'm not saying not to do it. I'm just saying it's not recommended, and know the risks and the rewards. If you can do it somehow, more power to you. My city is pushing for a feminist mayor. Time to move. Haven't seen a very good city or state run by a feminist person do well. In Oregon, the feminist Skittles governor is now putting tampons in men's bathrooms. The cure for the pain is to destroy emotions and make yourself numb to it. Correct. Go, girl, become a 304. Harness your energy and be well. Well said. A female who has lots of money got that money from a man, and a successful female is not attractive to a guy. What makes a man attractive doesn't make a female attractive. Correct. We like feminine, fit, charming, loving co-pilots that want to be with us because that's what they want. You are dead wrong. Ask some Asian men in the chat like me and other Indians as to what is female nature. I agree with Gerald, though. Every woman demands a billionaire. It doesn't matter. Guys, female nature is everywhere. And the internet is in every corner and nook and cranny of the world. You ain't going to, there's no place that they hide. I'm going to miss Kevin Samuels, too. I'm just glad he stood up and tried to keep these gals accountable. It's as simple as that. Regardless if you love them or not, simple as that. I'm going to say it led Zeppelin as well, Unwanted. Move far east. I mean, there might be areas, but everyone's got a cell phone now, right? Agree with that statement. Zeppelin, I like 2 or 3 children if it were the 1800s. And there's your answer, Jer. If it was the 1800s, it'd be a different story. Sad to see Johnny Depp has been ruined. His career's been ruined, his reputation. I was in a restaurant all by myself, not giving any attention to any woman as usual. A chick was with her boyfriend, but was checking me through the corner of her. There you go. Transparent hypergamy for 300 Trebek. A huge fan of Van Halen, especially the first 2. The female will use your kids as a pawn to drag you through the gynocentric court system. Don't give her the benefit. Well said, brother. Let's see. Perception about Asian women is wrong. Canada used to issue travel advisory for their citizens going to India to stay away from India. I would just be careful with any of them. Simple as that. Blazer in the house had a girl over last night and just kicked her out this morning. Jeez. Well, be careful with that. Just be careful. You know. Good to have you, Blazing Blazer. Female nature is universal for 300 Trebek. Chameleon Purge. You know a leopard by their spots. Manoj Roy is also an Indian. Yep, he is from Mumbai. CJ's back. Good to have CJ. Check out CJ's channel as well. Robert A. That Amber Turd is a real piece of work. You can read that book just by looking at her face. I've seen one of the video where a nurse was trying to save Kevin Samuels. Correct. I watched that video as well. I'm conservative. In a conservative country like India, things are worsening in relationships. It's everywhere, guys. It's everywhere. Brother Muhammad is from the Middle East as well. Gotcha. Matthew's in the house, says, I'm not like any other woman. I won't divorce you. In this moment, she won't. Remember that. Always put in this moment after everything she says. I'm doing pretty good, just sipping some beers and enjoying the conversation. What you sipping, CJ? It has gone down the toilet because of feminism. Well, that's the truth. If I was my age in the 50s or 60s, I'd definitely have a big family. Marriage today, hell no. Females get married to get a divorce, to collect your loot for 300 Trebek. You're not immune, man. Yeah, it doesn't matter how great you look or how cool you are. You are susceptible to hypergamous programming. There is nothing a woman, and when people say, hey, what do you think about this story? She left him for another guy, for a rich guy. That's 101 hypergamy. There's nothing the guy would have done. She was probably bored of him for much longer before she left him. Blazer, my ex-wife is a gift to Chad. But remember, when that woman rejects you and gets with another guy, he gets all the baggage that you had to deal with. Let's be real. There's no happy guy. I met one guy in my life. I worked with him. His wife just presented him with divorce papers 25 years ago. He had no idea. I go, you had to have had some idea. You're not that stupid. Don't expect anything. Keep your expectations low. She's not yours. It's just your turn. It sets us free. That's another super great. You said that, Rising Strength. It's a superpower. It's a cheat code. We just call that female programming. Males have their own programming. So I'm not slating and saying females are horrible because of this. No, female programming and male programming are completely different. We need to understand that. We need to not hate it. We need to understand it so we can navigate a life that's much better. My female neighbor, 34 with 5 kids, told me she is in the process of trapping an investment attorney who she's dating on weekends to try to get pregnant. The transparency is so out of control these days. They don't even care about telling, hey, I want this guy to knock me up so I can get another kid and get money. It's crazy. I'm celibate with you. It is possible that the entertainment media portrays any hypergamy in movies, shows, blah, 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 blah. I just saw a show last night called Candy on Hulu about a woman that got bored of her husband, had an affair, then killed the dude's wife. Got to check it out. It's called Candy with Jessica Biel. Very good. 5 episodes. You want to see female nature? Go watch it. She was with a rich guy. He was boring. She bounced because she wanted, it's like that movie Sex and Life or Sex and Love on Netflix where she was bored and she wanted an experience of a passion, fiery affair. Yep. Secondhand shop. Females are adult children. Betas are weak for them. And but you know what, John? There's a lot of adult boys too that are so emotional. We call those the emotionals. Multi-billionaires can't make it work. Damn right. With the modern female, you're not receiving sloppy seconds. You're receiving sloppy 1.5 million seconds. DKS in the house. Tell that guy. CJ should give a shout out. But the guy's probably dumb enough. He probably wouldn't even believe it. Much love from Pakistan. Usman Javed. Good to have you. I've had some Pakistan food. Glad to have you here. I wonder what women are like in Pakistan. I mean, guys, this is universal. We got Pakistan, India, Philippines, South America, Central Europe, all over. We've got a lot of Danish guys, a lot of Polish guys. It's everywhere. Good to have you, Usman, from Pakistan. Love Pakistani food, too. They did want a guy that made that kind of dough. Crazy. Slam Cave says, enjoying my alone time. My son spent the night with the grandparents. Good for you, man. It's good. It's good for your kids to be around grandparents as well. They're not punished for taking men's money. No, they're not. And you guys have to understand that. They're not ever going to be punished for that. Don't give them money. How about that? Don't give them your emotional heart. There's no such thing as love. This romantic love is bullcrap. I'm sorry. Loving someone is to love them unconditionally. It's not putting all of the trifecta of chemicals in it. If romantic love existed, it's not romantic love, it's called lust. If it did exist, everybody that was romantically in love, the majority would still be in romantic love or still in the same relationship. They're just chemicals that wear off. It's like a sugar high from eating a Hershey chocolate bar. Indian subcontinent. Timmy Kramer says, my one buddy raised her 3 boys from 3 different fathers. Jeez. About destroyed his mind and wallet. Now he is constantly the angry man. Well, I don't blame him. He tried to come in and save him, right, Timmy? The state's getting a cut as well, says Samantha. Yes, they do. I don't care what a woman thinks or does. Have no attachment. I don't give an F. Well, good for you, brother. I totally agree with Rad on the point of adult children who are meant to cause of being raised by a single mother. Yeah. Guys that are raised by single mothers, yeah, and that's why I fought for my kids. It's not about love, it's about leverage. Watch out for the guys that you're friends with that raised by single mothers as well. Leo Saya from Brazil. Obrigado for being here, my friend. Good to have you. Hopefully you watch Macho Toxico. A passport gang brother was tricked by a fake woman in Colombia, guys. And that's another thing. If you don't understand the culture and can speak the language, you better stay the hell out of those areas. You will get jumped, if not lose your life. Just got back from a mountain bike ride. I don't know if you guys can hear me. My internet's down. That's the key point. Fatherless homes. JT, great for riding the bike. Love it. I'm going riding tomorrow. You don't tell your 2 boys not to date just to understand. Exactly. I just tell them. You know, I'm not going to tell them not to. I tell them what they're going to be confronted with. They already see it. People aren't stupid. The biggest lie told to men by the gynocentric society. Yeah, I would agree with that. Yeah, good to have some of our Pakistani brothers in here. See, it's universal, right? It's universal. Reggie says, quit making it out. Quit making it to be about the woman. Make it about yourself. Have your standards. Let her know you're drama free. Absolutely, brother. Well said. It's not her. Just be yourself and lead your own life. Well said. As she starts realizing she can lock down a better guy than she is currently with, her hypergamous nature kicks in. And it's always going to kick in. It's hardwired. It's subconscious. It's in their DNA. We understand it. We don't hate it. All glory to the Most High. Put him first, and your parents, siblings, and kids. Hakeem the dream. Ladies come last. Well, men come last to ladies, typically. I'm the biggest a-hole, and I swear it works against me because it seems like women like me more for some reason. Well, you look like a strong man. That's why it hits the protector area. They love strong men that can defend, and those are the a-holes. God couldn't satisfy women. Who are we as men? CJ laying some truth down. She knows how to create attachment. If you don't understand, you are in the hand of Fennis. Get ready to be robbed. Yeah, and again, guys, if you're going to South America, you have to understand the culture and how to speak language. I'm telling you, I've lived down there several years. No such thing as unconditional love when dealing with a female. Only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. A man is only loved under condition. A man is, yeah, well said, a man is conditionally loved. I don't have much interaction with women. I have female friends, but I don't believe in love. I don't believe in any. 19, any tips? We'll keep watching these videos, man, and understanding female nature and how to create a great life. Simple as that. Just watch your friends that are women, see how they act, and watch your friends that date women, and then say, you know what? I want a great life. I want to travel. I want to experience life. I want to learn new things, learn language, learn instruments, learn culture. My son has 2 half brothers. I was that simp white knight married to a single mom. Well, I think we all were. We're all simps in recovery. Love isn't what women want. They want lust. Damn right. There's nothing boring for being monk. No strings attached. You meet and talk with a lot of good people. No need to justify or explain anything to someone at home. Well, you know what? The monk mode works for a lot of guys, and I think it's great. Can you focus on yourself? And whatever you guys choose, just remember, you're the pilot of your plane. You decide who flies with you, where, when, how, and in what direction. Simple as that. You want to bring a lady on? Great. If you want to bring a wife on, great. If you want to bring no one, great. Love it. I'm not blackpilling. I want men to pay attention to themselves for the first time in their lives. Well, you know, it comes down to black, blue, red, blah, blah, blah. The reality is this. Understand the reality versus fantasy. That's it. That's all this whole knowledge of chats and knowledge of videos is. We're trying to help men, because we've come out of it, understand what the reality of life is, what the reality of relationships are, what the reality of marriage and divorce and everything. It's not a fantasy that most guys build up as well. I believe you're right, brother. Blazing Blazer says, I love Brazilian women. They're gorgeous. Tell you that. Latina women. Nothing wrong with that. Just keep the same standards on your side. My position in my house is absolutely conditional if I don't keep my stuff together and bring in a certain amount of income. Well, it works for you guys, right? Don't waste any more time on any gal, Asman. I would agree with that statement. Uncontrived. Women only want men's wallet, not lust. It could be as well. Lucas Hong from Singapore. Good to have you, brother. Was having a rough week trying to console my mom for her years of narc abuse towards my dad who finally left. There's truly no age limit on women being accountable. I think you're right, CJ. I'm sorry you had to go through that, but accountability does not exist in the programming of the majority of the 98%. Stop reaching out to your female friends and realize you might have been an orbiter. That's it. They're keeping you around for orbiter. Canadian Superman. It's quite sad that men still chase women in 2022. Well, it's not recommended. Good to have you, Canadian Superman. Give them nothing. I'm going to wrap this up, guys. It's been great. I think religion played a big role in keeping society intact, says Nick. Ever since it mostly disappeared, society has morally gone downhill. Would agree with that statement. Good to have you, Nick. They have those standards, even whatever they look like. Well said. Hakeem the Dream. Latina age depends on what kind of Latina they are. Do they have green eyes or are they the dark kind of the Azteca eyes or Azteca build? The Aztecas, we call them refrigerators. What about Japanese women? I am pretty curious about it. They're usually portrayed as pure and loving. Not sure if this is true. I've heard that too, but who knows? Once you come across this info, ignorance is not an excuse. JT, right on, brother. Right on. Mile High Ronan's in the house, says, self-preservation is key, gentlemen. It's exactly what women do and shame you. Thanks, everybody, for being here. Let's see, we got Samantha says, they can be, if you have the money, Asian women can be amazing wives, but they want the money to back it up. Well, there's a transaction and everything. Thanks, Mikta Allah. You're looking at Filipino women. Lucas Hong says, is red state better? I would say so. I would not live in a blue state. The YY blank, I like them Aztec white bodies. That's all right. I don't think they age very well. Let's see what we got. It was not true that could, if that was true, there would be her. Yeah, we don't know much. The modern women's fight for you is a direct correlation to her belief of your current or potential earnings. Increasing has nothing to do about your character. Well said. Well said, CJ. But remember that if a woman hits on you, if you are 50 and more and she is 19, it's not for your looks. Well said. There you go. There's your answer from Scotty. They are not different. He dated one for 5.5 years. I went out with one that was a half jab. Does that count? You guys have been great. Remember, rebel against defeat. And remember, navigate your life understanding this. Navigate the reality that you are in control. When you give control to somebody else, you will suffer. You will have not a great life, and it's simple as that. And Big M is in the house. Shout out. The British soap opera Hollyoaks has a new character, a red pill misogynist blogger. I'll have to check that out. You guys have been great. Go have a good Saturday or Sunday, wherever you're at. I'm out.